Failed to post to Facebook. Oh, because
Vic is banned.
All right.
You put it in or you can't put it in Facebook at all.
Nope.
All right, I'll do it. It's in YouTube, right?
Yeah, we're good on the YouTube.
Okay. All right, cool. I see it. I got it. All right, so I'll share
So
it.
we are live. Yeah. Due to some technical difficulties, what's good, Vic? What's good? Due to some technical difficulties, we are not streaming right now on the Facebook page.
I got it.
Cool. So, but we are here. We live. It's Tuesday. We back. Hope everybody had a good weekend. This is Shoot Your Shot podcast, episode 19. Appreciate everybody who's tuned in, who's checked out the YouTube page, everybody that comments on the group. We appreciate y'all. Keep coming back because we're just gonna keep getting better and better. As you see, it's just the Joe and Joe show today. Vic might hop on a little later. He wanted more money, but he didn't realize we're not getting paid yet, so he ain't getting shit. So he took the day off.
I don't know why these guys keep fighting over money that ain't there, you know.
Exactly.
But okay.
This podcast is still not sponsored by Essentia, but we still drinking water. Maybe one day we'll get there.
Listening. Come on, listen. Let's go.
I would say that I'm not going to drink Essentia until they sponsor us, but I would die of thirst if that was the case. But we here. Has a few things happen over the weekend. The Olympics started, so we're going to talk about that. Baseball is the prominent sport going on right now. Really, the only sport going on right now. So
we're going
to touch a little bit on that.
The NFL kicks off in about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
So
So we're going to talk. Well, we're not really going to get into the NFL yet today. We're going to get to that. We do have an announcement on some NFL related stuff that we're going to get to at the end that I think y'all are going to really enjoy. So let's get right to it. The Olympics has been going on. Most average, everyday watchers are pretty much just focused on basketball. That's probably the most popular sport going on in these Olympics. And I mean, I guess you could say there's been a bit of an upset. I don't know. The USA basketball team lost on Sunday to France, 83-76. I mean, I guess you could say it was an upset. But I mean, the way that USA team played, in those little, if you want to call them preseason or whatever, I don't really know if you could even call it an upset. I'm gonna let you start off, and then I'll get right in on it with you. So what do you think? You call this an upset? You think this was kind of expected?
No, it wasn't expected. Yeah, I would say it's an upset, but I mean, the people didn't expect it, but I kind of expected it. Like, I expect things to be a little shaky, especially in the beginning. It's kind of like in the NBA when you create the super team. You get a bunch of guys that are ball dominant, that are used to scoring, and you just put them together and expect, a great outcome, and you're not getting that. So I think it's the same concept. These guys are very talented, but none of them are really team oriented. They are all pretty much ball dominant. There's no real ball movement. So when one person has it, everyone is just standing there waiting. There's no, pick and roll. I mean, not pick and rolls. There's no running through screens. There's no, fluid ball movement. So that's what's killing them. If you take a look at all the past teams, they had superstars and names, but the games were very different. If you look at, the teams in the past, guys that, especially the winners, Kobe, when he gave the ball up, he wouldn't just stand there. Like, he's moving. Dwayne Wade is moving. Carmelo Anthony is moving, so they're not just standing there waiting for the ball. I think that they put this team together, just on a whim. I don't think they had the proper names and the proper team to really move forward. I don't know if certain guys just didn't want to play. I think with guys like, Chris Paul, Steph Curry, LeBron, those guys opting not to play, does hurt them, because those are guys that keep the ball, flowing, especially a Steph Curry, even a Chris Paul that reads the defense and knows how to just get everybody involved. So I think they're desperately missing a point guard, someone that can control the tempo and someone that can read the defense, because that's something these guys can't do. They're not looking to get their teammate involved. They're looking for self points, and that's what's killing them. I do agree that they need a U.S. pool as far as picking the team. Whereas if you look at these other countries, every time the Olympics roll around, they pretty much got the same team. You know what I'm saying? So I think the U.S. needs to take a page out of their book and say, all right, we're going to get 30 players or 25 players, and out of those 25 players, we'll pick the 12 or the 15 from that 25, and that group never changes. You know what I'm saying? You can change as time go along, but, the group never changes. And also what hurts is during the off season, the other countries continue to play. They play with each other all the time. If you look at a team like France, once the NBA season is over, Nicolas Batum, Rudy Gobert, all these guys go home and play with each other. Whereas in the U.S., they're not playing with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, when is Tatum, Lillard, KD, and when are they going to get together and play together? Never. So, it's definitely a chemistry thing going on, and issues with getting the team involved. And I just think Pop is not in the right state of mind to get these guys going, because it's the wrong group of guys.
Yeah, I think you hit it on the head when you said they're missing a point guard. They do not have a single pass first, get everybody involved point guard. You had 2 players with 4 assists, Drew Holiday and Draymond Green. Zach LaVine, your boy, had 3. D. Lillard had 3. Booker had 3. But, these are not guys who make the game easier on their teammates. Drew Holiday also led the team in scoring with 18 points. So, that's not going to get it done. All these guys are either they need the pick and roll to Devin Booker's best pick and roll. He's sitting out on the wing, kick it out to him. There's nobody that can just get an easy shot on their own, except for KD, obviously Lillard, and probably your boy LaVine. But there's no one that just keeps that ball moving. No one that can get easy shots, set people up for easy shots. Those easy little buckets. Say somebody's not shooting it well. It always gets that little. The point guard to find them for the little easy layup or the dunk that gets them going. Middleton is famous for that. when he's not shooting it well, somebody will find him for that, that little easy bucket, see the ball go in, and then, the basket looks a little bigger. They don't have anybody that can
really
do
don't.
that for them. You got, it looks like, the bulk of the minutes for the bench are going to Tatum, Booker, and Holiday. They have no secondary big men to speak of. I don't know what they were thinking picking up JaVale McGee. He is not going to be an effective center in the Olympic style game.
Right.
This other kid Johnson, I don't even know who he is.
Yeah, he's a young kid.
He played 9 minutes and had a bunch of donuts. No points. One rebound, 1 assist, and that's it.
That's not going to cut it.
No, especially when they had other dudes available out there to look at. Not to be a home run guy, but Julius Randle would have been way more effective. Your boy on the Bulls, who's the center that y'all just traded for. Oh, well, no, he's not American. I just feel like there had to be something better out there.
Even though we may not talk great about him, but you got guys like Trae Young, De'Aaron Fox. Those are 2 point guards that would have definitely helped. Because if you look at a player like Bam is on the team, Adebayo's on the team, but it's like his game is completed by a point guard, someone that's gonna lob
set him up,
set him up. Alley-oops, break the defense down, pick and roll, and that's just not when you do a pick and roll with a KD or Lillard or Booker. Those 3 guys are looking, or even a Tatum, they're looking to shoot the ball. They're looking for the pick to get them open to shoot the ball. Whereas a great point guard is going to use the pick to do both. I'm going to penetrate, break the defense down, and shoot if I can, lay it up, or even pass the ball to you for an easy lob, an easy dunk, an alley-oop, something like that. And that's what they're desperately missing. And then you have a guy like Draymond Green where you're forcing him out of his element. He's not necessarily a big or power forward center, although he has the body for it. That's not his game. So, and even if you ask him to play his game, you're asking him to play his style of game without the players that complement him. He's best with fluid motion guys. So when you have him on the court and you don't have guys that's fluid and motioning and moving and running through screen, he doesn't know what to do. So that's why he's lost, and Bam is lost, and all these other guys is just falling in line with the whole, we don't know what we're doing. And Pop is drawing up plays that's just not working because everything is ISO, 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 screen and pick and roll, ISO, ISO, ISO. Guys are shooting 17, 18 times to get 16, 17 points, and it's just not working. So they need to do something fast, or you're looking at a team that might not even win the bronze medal.
Yeah, the thing about Pop gets a lot of credit for being the coach that he is because of the teams that he's had, but he does require certain players. He requires high IQ players who know when and where to be what they are and when to change it up. And they don't necessarily have those type of players on this team. They don't have those high IQ. They have high talent, not necessarily high IQ. As good as Devin Booker is, he's not high IQ. He's more just pure talent. Even your boy Levine, and not saying that these guys don't have IQ, but it's not at the high level that you need. IQ wise, Draymond Green might be your best player as far as IQ. I mean, JaVale McGee, who, I mean, he damn near invented Shaqtin' a Fool. I mean, has no IQ to speak of. Damian Lillard, not exactly high IQ, just extremely talented dudes who, you know, I think when they were
That's the
picking
whole
this team,
just
yeah,
talent. That's it.
yeah, you know, and who knows? We don't know what, you know, behind the scenes, you know, whether dudes didn't want to play or what, and maybe just these guys, this is what they had to go with. But even you know, at this point, or when they were looking for people, take the greatest, you know, men's Olympian basketball player ever, Carmelo Anthony, back. Like, he'd have been better for you than McGee or Grant or
I'm hearing it was a lot of
Johnson.
snubs.
You know,
I'm hearing it was a lot of players that wanted to go, but they got snubbed in. That they didn't just look their way. You know,
and if that's the case, and this is the team that they built, you know,
hey, this
then
is what
then
they
this is
did.
this is on them, you know, and if I'm not mistaken, Coach K is not, he's not part of it,
Nah, he's
right?
not. He's done.
I think that cannot be underestimated as well. As much, you know, as much of a genius as Pop is, I think Coach K was really the dude that was pushing all those right buttons and, you know, turning those players into not what they necessarily are in the NBA. I mean, even when Kobe, you know, Kobe was playing, you know, he had some vintage Kobe games, but he changed his game for the Olympics.
Yeah.
LeBron, D Wade, Carmelo. I mean, these dudes changed their game. Well, Carmelo not so much because his game is so perfectly fit for Olympic play or what you know, whatever you want to call it. So he didn't have to really change. He just had to do what he does. But you know, a lot of dudes, they're missing like that Tyson Chandler guy. You know, that guy in the middle who's just gonna, you know, talk a lot of shit to these, you know, these European or you know, wherever they're from that aren't used to that kind of in your face shit talking kind of style of basketball players, that are gonna foul you hard. They're gonna get dunks. They're gonna yell at you. They're gonna get in your head. They don't have any of those players again, other than Draymond Green. But you know, even Draymond, you know, was he 6'9"? He's not that 7 foot towering over it. He's not athletic. He's not going to get you those crazy, you know, oops or those crazy plays that these other countries don't have those necessarily those athletic style players to do that. That's why what was the dude Precious or whatever his name is, why he did so well, because he's young, he was athletic, and he was doing to us what we're used to doing to other teams.
And here's the thing: they don't play with egos. You know, they don't have nothing to lose. So when you don't have nothing to lose, you out there just playing. Like, listen, I'm not.
Yeah.
You already have a name. I don't. I'm not gonna let you keep bigging your name up against me. Like, no, I need to get recognized. I need to get known. So this is one of my only shots to become someone known, and this is how they do it. You know.
And how long again, think how long these kids have been told their whole lives, like, oh, you not messing with USA in basketball. You know, you better settle for that silver. You better settle for that bronze, because y'all ain't beating USA basketball. They the best in the world. The NBA is the best league, the most talented league. If you ain't in the NBA, you ain't shit.
Yeah, I got more names. Lonzo Ball. Why Lonzo Ball ain't there? Why Christian Wood ain't there? You know, like
I don't know.
These are names that definitely could have helped. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I also feel they should look into younger guys. You know, guys that are a little more hungry, like even rookies or second year men, third year men. You know, that's in the NBA. They young. Instead of them wasting their time during the off season, hey man, participate here. You could have a James Wiseman, a Lonzo Ball, a Melo, a Brandon Ingram. You know,
Emmanuel Quickly.
Yeah, Emmanuel Quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like even him or RJ. Well, RJ is Team Canada, but like, you know what I'm saying? You got guys like that. Like there's a lot of names. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of players for them to like, yeah, I get it. You want your superstars are drawing, but it's like if you look at the ratings and the views, like it ain't like billions and millions of people are watching these games. Like
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, we want superstar talent. Like for what? Like
Yeah.
you're not gonna really sell a lot of merch. You're not gonna get a lot of views anyway. The whole objective is to bring the gold home. So put together the best team with the best options to bring that gold home. And I don't think they're looking into that.
I think the same, and real quick, Vic, RJ Bears from Canada, they just missed out on it, so that's why you don't see him. And Emmanuel Quickly was actually on the practice squad, or whatever you want to call it, with Team USA beforehand. So he was close, but
not to pick him, they went with someone else. You know?
So, and would Emmanuel Quickly be the difference maker? Probably not, but he would probably do better than a couple of these guys did. But yeah, I mean, I think the dudes making the decision to build these teams and the coaches, I think there's been a formula for the past 10, 20 years where it's the best players in the NBA were also the best fit for these positions. I mean, you think about, we've already mentioned the LeBrons, Carmelos. Even you go before that, KG was a great fit. Vince Carter was a great fit. Iverson wasn't a great fit, but he'd play for you. But those superstar players could get in where they fit in, and that's not the NBA today.
Right. The difference is the game has changed where USA got more isolated while the European and all over the globe became more movement. So like the USA teams would dominate these teams back in the days because the game was different. The USA team was moving while the other countries was kind of stagnant and stuck. Like, these guys are too fucking fast. They move too much. But USA has become so isolated. Their game has become so much one-on-one, so much ISO. So it's like we don't have to. First, you're not making us waste energy on defense because we don't have to move around as much. It's okay. I can stick with you. I can stay in front of you, and all I got to do is wait for you to shoot. And we off and running now. That's the way France killed them. USA would miss jump shots. It would lead to France fast break. So it's like you're getting out rebounded because you don't have bigs. You're getting out work because you don't have fast guys. Patty Mills is still running. Fournier is still running. And you as an NBA, you think about a guy like Lillard, KD, Tatum, these guys, they're not chasing you. I'm not chasing you. Like, I'm not. If I shoot a shot and it's a brick and y'all offering, I'm not chasing you. Like, yeah. And that's where you messing up. This is why I say get younger, get some guy fresh out of high school, fresh out of college. That's like, yo, I'm hungry, bro. This is it. Like, boom, I'm going. If you even want to look into like the G League or something, like, you got to do something when you putting these teams together because gotta
shake it up.
Yeah, you got to shake it up because getting 10 superstars, that's not going to cut it because who's going to take the back seat? Who's taking the back seat? You got 10 guys on a team that's like, nah, I'm the nicest. No, I'm the nicest. No, I'm the nicest. So who's willing to take that back seat and say, you know what? This is your team, bro. Go ahead. And that's what you had back in the days. You had LeBron, Wade, Melo, Kobe. You had all these guys, but you would have someone that say LeBron would be like, you know what? Yeah, y'all do this. Don't worry, y'all do what y'all. Look at the Dream Team. All that talent on the Dream Team. Michael Jordan said, you know what? Go ahead, Charles Barkley. You want to be the man? Go ahead. Magic said, you know what, you want to do this, guy, man? I ain't, because we have to develop a pecking order. We all
Yep.
can't be here. We all can't lead. You gotta have your leader, and then the rest follow. So if we all want to be the leader, it's a recipe for disaster. So you get guys that don't have egos, that just want to win, and that's gonna hustle. And a guy like Tatum, Lillard, KD, that's not them. They're not trying to hustle. They're not trying to put 100%. This doesn't really mean anything to them.
Yeah.
What happens? What's gonna, like, if they was to lose, if they weren't even to bring home the gold or the bronze or even the silver, what does that do to their legacy? Not a damn thing. Nothing. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't affect them in any way. We're not gonna talk about this in 3 to 5 years, in 2 to 3 years. We're not gonna sit there and be like, well, Team USA lost. KD don't deserve to go to the Hall of Fame. It doesn't do anything to their career. And that's
the thing, though. I mean, it could, to a guy like KD, who's got his rings already. No, but when you got a guy like Lillard, right, who hasn't even appeared in the finals yet, who may never, depending on how things go, may never get there. I keep bringing him up. But Carmelo Anthony hit. He's no rings, no finals appearances, but his resume in the Olympics alone is enough to get him into the Hall of Fame. So it could have an impact on your career.
All right, but now, if you was to take that away from Carmelo Anthony, would you keep him out of the Hall of Fame?
Me personally, no, but there's a lot of people who would.
Nobody's going to keep Carmelo. If you was to eliminate and erase Carmelo Anthony's Olympic history, it changes nothing from his career. It may make him look better, but if you was to take that away, it doesn't diminish him being a Hall of Famer. And I agree. And a first ballot Hall of Famer. It doesn't, like I said, it may help you. It may make you look better because all they talk about is the performances that you put up in the Olympics, but it doesn't hurt you or affect you. If you do good, yeah, thumbs up. It makes you look good. Look at the performance you put on in the Olympics. You kind of single-handedly done X, Y, and Z and brought home the gold. It makes you look better, but it doesn't diminish nothing. We have never sat there. Let's take for example a Christian Laettner, who was on Team USA, the Dream Team. You know what I'm saying? It didn't help him for shit. Like, he was on one of the greatest teams ever assembled, but you kind of skipped by him. Some people don't even acknowledge him being on that team. So it's not like it helps or make or break your career. It doesn't do anything. If that was the case, Christian Laettner would be in the Hall of Fame due to him being part of the Dream Team and waxing ass. But it has nothing to do with your NBA career and what it does. So if they was to lose, Lillard is still a Hall of Famer if he keeps going the way he's going. Whether he wins a ring or not, he's putting up Hall of Fame numbers. So if he keeps going along with this pattern, he'll be a Hall of Famer. The Olympics is not gonna sit there and be like, damn, he didn't bring home the gold, or he was part of this team that got eliminated. So we're gonna keep him out of the Hall of Fame due to this. It doesn't make or break you. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel it helps, but I don't feel it hurts.
So Team USA plays tomorrow, 12:40 a.m. Against Iran. I'm not familiar with their squad. Let's see. I've never heard of any of these guys. I don't think any of them are in the NBA. Yeah. So this should be a game that Team USA can win or should win. So I'm gonna not really go out on a limb and say I got them winning tomorrow. Hopefully that'll turn things around. But Spain looked really good. Argentina looked pretty good in the loss. And I mean, Australia destroyed Nigeria, who handled us. So, this thing could go either way. Like you said, they might not even get a bronze. Italy beat Germany. Um, that Iran did lose to the Czech Republic Saturday. So this could go any way, but I do see them winning tomorrow and hopefully getting themselves in the right direction.
Also,
What you think?
who has the bullseye on their backs? The U.S.
I mean,
man.
it's always USA.
Everybody gunning for y'all. So I don't really base how they play each other. So it's like Ukraine could play Argentina, and Argentina could look like, I wouldn't say look like crap, but they may not give 100%. But once they play the U.S. team, it's like, yo, we gunning for y'all,
Yeah.
And on top of that, you got to think about footage. Who has the most footage? USA. I could pretty much put Jason Tatum name in YouTube and watch everything this man has done since he's gotten to the NBA. I could watch his moves. I could watch everything. I could study him. You can't really study these foreign guys. So, I don't know. I think the problems is inside Team USA, and I don't know. I mean, I hope they beat it. I mean, if you can't beat a team like Ukraine, then you might as well just pack it up and not even compete in the rest of the tournament.
Right.
So, and I'm looking for a convincing win, not just 5 points, 10 points. Even 15 points would piss me off. Like, I'm looking at like what US did to Nigeria back in 08 or 2012, one of them, whatever year that was, where they beat them by like 50 something points. I'm looking for something like that. Like, that's what y'all need. Y'all need to start blowing these teams out the water in order for these talks to go away. Because if you winning by 8 points and 12 points, like, that's not enough. Like, it is not. So they play Ukraine. If they win, but it's not like a convincing, like, this should be over in the first half.
Yeah.
We should not be going into the fourth quarter in a close game.
It's Iran, not Ukraine. Iran.
Iran, even Iran. You should not be going into the fourth quarter close. This game should be over by halftime, to where it's like, yo, this is it's like we're on a court by ourselves.
Yeah.
So this can tell a lot, because now you're playing a team that, like you said, they don't have no NBA talent. I can see France, they got 4 to 5 players that are in the league. They got a lot of continuity. They know each other. They grew up with each other. They play with each other. So it's like, yeah, you're playing a real team here. But a team like Ukraine that don't have not one guy in the NBA, not even smelling the NBA, like, come on, man. We should be above and beyond these guys. Like, give us one of these dream team efforts to where you mop the floor with these guys and it's over in the first half. So that's what I'm looking for. And if they don't give me nothing but that, then they're in trouble, because teams like Argentina, Spain, Slovenia, because Luka Doncic is on a one-man wrecking crew. Like, he's literally doing it by himself. He's like, yo, I'm here by myself. And if he just so happened to bring home the silver or even play for the gold and Team USA is done, then that doesn't look good because now you're talking about a player that's coming back to the NBA with y'all. So
Yeah.
it won't look good at all.
Well, hopefully they'll do better going forward. Right now, just a quick count for those of you who are paying attention. The United States is ahead. We have the most total medals in the Olympics with 25, 9 gold, 8 silver, 8 bronze. Second most is China with 9 gold, 5 silver, 7 bronze. And then Japan has 10 golds, so they have the most golds, but they only have a total of 18, 3 silver, 5 bronze. So it's interesting. Russians committee or whatever they got has 18 as well, but they only have 7 gold, 7 silver, 4 bronze. So it's getting interesting out there. I just want to touch up real quick. I don't know how many of you paid attention to the Olympic skateboarding event that happened. I believe this is the first time skateboarding has been a part of the Olympics. I could be wrong, but I feel like they were making a very big deal about this and it being one of the first times this has happened. And there was a lot of pressure on Nyjah Houston, who is regarded as the #1 skateboarder on the planet. And he ended up not even getting a medal, and people were coming down on him hard. He, had a whole post on his IG, apologizing to the people and feeling really bad, which I'm sure he sincerely did. But I don't want to go too much into this. I just want to say, as fans, we got to stop with all this trying to bully dudes, if they or women even, who may come up short of the expectations in moments like this. These people work extremely hard. I follow Nyjah on IG, and he is constantly working. He is constantly, out there working on his craft. And he is coming off 2 pretty major injuries too. So people, just let it go, man. It's just sports. It's not like he went out there and gave a stinker. He put his effort in. He just happened to get outworked. I don't remember who exactly won, but I'm pretty sure it was a Japanese dude who ended up with the gold. So congratulations to them. People, we just need to just pump the brakes a little bit on sending the death threats and all the nonsense that we doing to these athletes, man. Just come on, it's sports. This doesn't have any real effect on your life. Yeah, it's for your country, but you not getting that gold medal if you don't win it. Just chill the fuck out and let these dudes and at least men and women do what they do. And if they come up short, help bring them up. Constructive criticism is way more effective than negativity, man. It's, oh, you'll get him next time. Dude's still young. He's in his 20s. He's been skateboarding, in the public eye since he was like 10 years old. I mean, this kid is a talented skateboarder. He's won every professional medal there is other than in these Olympics. So, give these men and women their flowers just for competing, even if they don't bring it home. There's nothing more unpatriotic or un-American than hating on, or maybe that is the American way. Hate on the losers. I don't know, but that's all I wanted to say.
We made trolling a good thing, and that's the problem. Like I said, I got it not into a debate, but we were talking about this the other day, and it was just like I said, some people just do it for the attention. It's not necessarily really hate towards that person. It's just, all attention is good for me. And, people generate money from that. They get a buzz, they get a name, they post go viral, they comment go viral, they like seeing, 200 likes, 300 likes. So it's like, that's what they do it for, man. They necessarily don't really mean any harm. And I think that's where they go wrong, thinking what they're saying isn't having an effect on that person, but it can. And that's what you need to think about before you hit, comment, send or whatever post, so it's like, that's the world we live in today. We live in a world of thumbs up and shares and views and likes, and that's what people do this for. So, you can have somebody not even watch the Olympics, like just over here. Like, I don't know who this guy you're talking about, but just the fact that I'm hearing you talk about him is like, I can go now and say, oh, Niger such and such sucks and this and that and yada yada yada. And next thing you know, I'm going viral over this thing, and it's just for a silly reason,
Mm-hmm.
We just giving these people the clear path to make something out of themselves by doing it this way. You know what I'm saying? And that's sad. And I tell everybody, stop sharing it. Stop sharing it. Stop liking it. Stop giving it the attention that he needs and he wants and they crave, and it'll stop. But until the people get that in their head, it's gonna continue. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't like what you said, if you made a comment or a post and I don't like it, it's gonna stop right there. I'm not gonna share it and be like, oh, I didn't like this, da 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 da, and share it, because that's what's gonna keep it going. And that's just a stupid logic to have. When people disagree with something, they share it and they continue it. And I don't understand that logic. Like, if it doesn't sit right with you and you don't agree with it, then let it end there, because social media is supposed to be about what we love and what we like, not what we dislike and what we hate. And it seemed like people share and talk about that stuff more because that's what generates them thumbs up, and it doesn't fly with me. So
unfortunately, negativity spreads faster than positivity. And the thing that gets lost, especially on the internet, is tone. You might be, saying things in jest or being sarcastic. That gets lost, in typing. We don't know that. Someone might say, "Oh, go fuck your mother," and it's, they're LOLing, but we don't see that. You just see "fuck your mother," and it's like, okay, well, fuck you too, fuck your whole family. I'm coming. Send me your address. Like, let's go. And hate and negativity spreads like wildfire. I don't like to see it. I've never been a fan of trolling. Some people think it's funny. Do what you do, but at the end of the day, just be prepared to reap what you sow, because karma always will come back and you will get that tenfold in return. It might not be the same day, same week, same month, same year, but it will come back to you. So, I try to live my life as positively driven as possible. I try to have no enemies. If I do have an issue with somebody or something, I air it out in private, as respectfully as possible. But, as you said, not a lot of people go that route, and it's quicker to, if you want to get a little, internet fame, to, pop off and say, some crazy, outlandish shit. 50 Cent has made a career off of talking shit about people, making fun of people, trolling. So, and people love him for it. So, like I said, just give these dudes a break, these men and women a break. They're going to do what they're going to do. They work hard. And let's just be happy for them that they're in that position. It's a little late, but you are listening to Shoot Your Shot podcast. We went a little in on the Olympics and basketball, but we got a couple other things we want to talk about. MLB, I know not a lot. Well, this is kind of, as you said, the part of the season where things start getting kicked into high gear, getting ready for the postseason, the World Series. what are you seeing from the games and from your team and some other teams that might kind of influence how the rest of this season goes?
Well, the trade deadline is Friday, so it's a lot of big names being thrown around. It's just where they're gonna end up. When is it gonna be done? So um, that's usually when you know what's gonna happen. You got the Dodgers, the Mets, the Braves. They're all looking to get something before the deadline because they feel they're not too far behind. They're trying to replace that little piece that they're missing to get them over the hump. Um, so once the deadline is over, then you'll have pretty much a clearer vision of like who's really serious and who's not. As a Met fan, I'm hoping we can get something out of this deadline because it's a lot of big names tied to us. Chris Bryant, Javi Baez, Byron Buxton. These are good players. We were in for Max Scherzer up until a few hours ago, and then everything kind of settled because he mentioned that he wants to go to a West Coast team, and I kind of figured that once he became an option to be traded, I said the Dodgers are probably the clear cut favorites to get him because they want to replace Trevor Bauer, who's going through a scandal right now, and they had to put on suspension or whatever. So um, as of right now, Max Scherzer is on the block. Washington pretty much said everybody, with the exception of Juan Soto, is up for grabs. The Cubs have pretty much just about everybody on the block. So it's a lot of teams that are looking at it like, we're not there anymore. It's time to get rid of these big name contracts and, start all over, scrap it. The Cubs won that one title and they thought they would be there again and again and again and possibly win more than one, and it just didn't happen. You got the Yankees that are also, kind of right there. They're looking into fixing certain things. They're looking at a new closer possibly because the way Chapman has been pitching, it just hasn't looked good for him this season. So they're in the sweeps for a closer and possibly a middle infielder because they have guys playing out of position. So if they can get a second baseman or a shortstop, that'll help them because now guys can go back to their natural position as opposed to playing out of position. So it's a lot of things that might shake up within the next few days, and then that'll tell us, who's really serious about this playoff push in this World Series run.
Okay. Do you see any big trade that could shake everything up
I
other
mean,
than
the biggest names would be what the Cubs is giving away. They got big names. They got Chris Bryant, who plays third and can play the outfield. You got Javi Baez, who's a shortstop and could play second. You got Anthony Rizzo, who's a first baseman. So they pretty much got a lot to give away. It's just, what they want in return for these guys. They're gonna want prospects, and it's just a decision on if you're willing to give up, your so-called future for these guys. They're not old. I believe Rizzo's the oldest at I think he's 30 or 31. So he's the oldest out of the group. Um, Baez is still young. He's 27. Um, Brian is 28. So if I'm a general manager, I mean, I'll be willing to give up a couple of guys, a couple of prospects for these guys, because you're not just getting a rental where at the end of the year or you know, by next year you're going to have to make big decisions. You know, like you got these guys for quite some time. You know what I'm saying? So it's just how serious you are. If you're a GM um, and you feel your team is right there, you know, Rizzo, Bryant, Baez, they're having great seasons. So it's not like, you know, you feel like I'm going to be giving away my future for nothing. Like, these are guys that could possibly take you over that hump. You know, if you're in need of pitching, you know, of course, Max Scherzer is probably the best option as far as a starter. So, you know, if you're willing to give up a prospect or two, then why not? You know, he's young, he's older than the rest, but he still has a lot to offer. It's not like he's putting up a bad year. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about rolling the dice in baseball. You know, you got to take these chances because you don't know when you're going to get it again. It's not like in the NBA where you put together a team and y'all fall short. Like, let's just say Brooklyn, you know, where y'all fell short, but y'all favorites next year. You know, with the exception of injuries, you know, y'all pretty much got a clear-cut path back to the NBA Finals, where in baseball, you know, that window can close like that, and you got to take them chances when they come. So I'm hoping that, you know, the Mets GM look at it and say, you know what, we right there. We're in first place. We don't have a great lead. We're not like the best team out of all the first place teams. But hey, at the end of the day, we still in first place and we have a great opportunity to make the playoffs. So you go out there, you get what you need, you get what's missing to take you to the next level.
Yeah, I believe if I correct me if I'm wrong, what you were just talking about is kind of what happened to the Braves. They were one of the best teams in baseball last year, and this year they're kind of fumbling the bag a little bit, whether it be injuries or dudes killing their wives or whatever that dude did. So I could definitely see that. What you're talking about, you know, a lot. I feel like there's a lot of much more moving pieces as far as players and stuff in baseball. What is it, 40 men on a roster in baseball?
Well, it's 25 active. You have a 40-man roster when it gets expanded, but for the most part, it's 25.
That's still a lot of dudes. It's a lot.
It is, but you got to think about pitching as well.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's where the Braves went wrong. They didn't go after an elite pitcher. They were right there, and they just trusted the arms that they had instead of going out there and saying, you know what, we need an ace. We need someone that's gonna go out there every 5 days and do his job, and that guarantees a win. Because in baseball, if you don't have that, you know, a 5-game losing streak, a 4-game losing streak, a 7-game losing streak, that can kill your season. You know, so you need that guy that's gonna go out there and say, you know what, we lost 4 in a row, but it stops right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I go out there, you can bet it that I'm not losing this game, you know. So I think that's where the Braves went wrong. They should have said, you know what, we need to make a move and get a grade A starter that's gonna alleviate the pressure from the other starters as well as the bullpen, and they didn't do that, and that's what's affecting them right now. They don't really have any real pitching.
I feel like the bulk of their pitchers played a little better than they were last year, but they still relied mostly on those bats, Acuna and all them to score points. last year, and I think those guys that they are kind of relying on aren't putting up those same kind of games like they were last year. So I, in my very limited experience of what I know, that's kind of what I've noticed and what I've read. I will remind people that in about 15, 20 minutes here, the Braves and the Mets will be playing. Would they split the 2 games yesterday? I think
they split 2 games yesterday. They got 3 more.
So y'all make sure y'all go check that out because that's my ATL home squad versus Joe's New York Mets squad. So y'all check that out. Real quick, I just want to touch on this trade that happened in the NBA. Memphis finalized the deal to trade Jonas Valanciunas and the 2021 of this year's number 17 and 51st pick to New Orleans for Steven Adams, Eric Bledsoe, the 10 pick and the 40 pick, and the 2022 first round pick. And I've heard that Eric Bledsoe will not be staying in Memphis, whether they buy him out or what, but he won't be staying in Memphis. He'll be out of there. I think this is kind of a stupid trade from Memphis. I mean, I really don't see how either team really wins out here, but I feel like this is a very parallel kind of move for both teams. What do you think?
I think I was kind of stuck too when I heard it. I'm like, I don't understand this trade.
Yeah.
Valanciunas gives you a little more offense than Adams, but
which Memphis needed. I mean, I feel like outside of Ja, Memphis had no offensive talent. Why are you getting rid of your second best offensive guy? Steven Adams is slower. He's not running up and down the floor like John needs him to, like Valanciunas was able to do. I don't understand this trade. I think it makes both teams a little worse.
I just don't. I mean, because Ja is not really a pass first point guard. So
right
with a pass first point guard, Valanciunas is kind of like he wants the ball as well. I think he'll be a little more involved in New Orleans because you got, especially if they keep Lonzo, that'll be the key to everything. If they keep Lonzo, then it works to their favor because now you got Lonzo that's going to make sure Valanciunas gets the ball and pretty much, score. But if they have no intentions on keeping Lonzo, then I don't understand the trade. Bledsoe at this point is just I don't know what to call him. He's just this player that nobody's gonna want now. Like, I feel like in the NBA there's this order of teams, and once you've hit the New Orleans, Memphis hemisphere, it's kind of like rock bottom. You're not gonna really go up from there. So it's like, Memphis is looking to get rid of him like that. Where do you go from here? Detroit, like it's, so I don't know what's Bledsoe's issue, what's his problem, why teams don't want him. I don't know, but
I just think he's not at this point. He hasn't become the difference maker they thought he was, whether that's due to injuries or what. He was when he was in LA, he was very highly regarded as one of the best young players, explosive, but he doesn't affect games like they thought he would. My biggest issue is right now for Memphis. They got a bunch of dudes that's just, or I'm sorry, not for Memphis, for New Orleans. They just got a bunch of dudes that thrive going to the basket, and they got nobody to shoot. Valanciunas, he could shoot it a little bit, but he's a post-up guy. Zion is in the paint. Ingram is best when he's getting to the basket. Lonzo, although he shot it better this year, he's better going to the basket. So it's just a lot of dudes clogging up the paint. Maybe they're going to do something, but right now I don't see it working.
I think what happens is the game changed, and a lot of these players don't. When Bledsoe first came in, you had those guards that were aggressive, attacking the basket. He's kind of like the last of the Steve Francis era. Like, he was one of those types of guys where he took it to the rack, dunk it, whatever. And then the game changed, and it didn't change. Usually when the NBA changes, it takes, a couple of years, where this style, like, it happened in the blink of an eye. Like Steph Curry and Damian Lillard and those guys, they changed the league within minutes. So, like, as a guard, you have to change. And, like you said, Lonzo, he didn't shoot the greatest, but it's a step because he changed his shot, motion, everything. And he did shoot a lot better compared to his past two years. So I could see him becoming a better shooter, guy, even, a guy like Ja Morant, he's going to be in trouble in a couple of years if he doesn't develop that jump shot, because this whole just trying to take it to the rack, for one, is going to have a toll on you. It's going to beat up your body. You 6'1" and like $180 soaking wet.
So, he's not a big dude.
So I feel like he doesn't have the strength to keep doing that. So he's going to need to develop a jump shot real quick. And that's what happened to Bledsoe. He didn't develop a jump shot quick enough. And he's starting to get, like, pushed to the back because that jump shot is not what everybody wants and where everybody thought it would be. I think in this time, and it's going to be hard, it's like, you got to become a real defensive specialist now. You got to get your Marcus Smart on, where that shot in your offensive game may not be rolling, but you can do everything else. Like, you guarantee 3 steals, you a pest on defense, you getting under team's skin. Like, if you don't do that, you'll find yourself out the league quick now. So
So who do you think wins this trade, if there is one?
Well, like I said, if Lonzo stays in New Orleans, then New Orleans win this trade. If New Orleans move on from Lonzo, then it's kind of like a broken even, because Valanciunas is going to get lost in the Zion Ingram tandem, and he's not going to score that 17, 18 points that you really need, where if Lonzo was there, you're looking at lobs, tap-ins, alley-oops, easy buckets for him. So I don't know. It all depends on what happens with Lonzo. So if Lonzo moves on from New Orleans, then you pretty much gave me a slice of pizza for a slice of pizza. You ain't really upgrading nothing.
I have a feeling this offseason especially, this is going to be the first of many trades. So we will see what happens. So that's pretty much it. We will be back on Thursday. I do want to let y'all know a little bit of what we got going on to look forward to. Me, Joe, and Vic have already created what we consider our greatest football team ever. We all picked, I think we limited it to like three retired players on offense and 3 on defense, and then the rest current players. We're going to build our own teams, and then we're going to present our teams to y'all live, and y'all are going to be able to vote to see who has the best team or what team would win. And maybe we even do some kind of like Madden simulation or something, build the teams or something. That'd be pretty cool. So that we will have that coming pretty soon. We got a couple other things down the road that we're going to do, just because it's a little bit slow over time for sports right now, and we can only talk about baseball so much. So be on the lookout for that. We might even ask y'all to get involved and send us y'all full team or what you think was the greatest team of all time, or build your greatest team of all time. So be on the lookout. We'll be update y'all more on that. We will be back Thursday. Hopefully Vic will be here. He'll stop bullshitting on the money. He'll be back. So this has been Shoot Your Shot Podcast. It'll be episode 20. So the big 2-0. I would say we got something special in store for you, but we don't. It's all the same shit. It's just sports. So
unless something happens,
unless something big happens. So, and you never know. The NBA draft is coming up pretty quick. What is that? Is that this Thursday or next Thursday?
I believe it's this Thursday, the 29th.
So we'll do a little pre-draft preview or whatever on Thursday. So we'll catch y'all. Peace.
Yeah, everybody have a good one, man. Thank you for tuning in.